हेलो गाइस, कैसे हैं आप सभी। तो जैसा कि आप स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि आज के वीडियो में हम बात करने वाले हैं 32nd बिहार जुडिशल सर्विसेज एग्जामिनेशन के बारे में। ठीक है ना। 32nd बिहार जुडिशल सर्विसेज एग्जामिनेशन के बारे में जिसका नोटिफिकेशन आ चुका है। एंड द स्टार्टिंग डेट फॉर फिलिंग द फॉर्म will be from 27th Feb and it will last until 27th March। ठीक है, तो 27 Feb से लेके 27 मार्च तक फॉर्म फिलिंग होगा। तो आज के इस वीडियो में वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट द नोटिफिकेशन। ठीक है, द नोटिफिकेशन जो कि आया है एंड द सिलेबस फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन, and after that what shall be our strategy ahead, right? So this will be the scope of this video, right? So before we start with the video, the content of the video, let me introduce myself. I am Avinash and I am doing PhD from Indian Law Institute. You can see that I am a PhD scholar at Indian Law Institute, right? And I am a JRF qualified law candidate. Okay, and then I have completed my LLM from Indian Law Institute, right? The same institute from where I'm pursuing my PhD right now, and I have completed my LLB from Delhi University. So this is my law background per se, right? So let us move further. Let us talk about the notification first. So there are a total of 155 seats, as you can see here, which has been segregated between different categories. And further, as you know, that there is a 35% horizontal reservation that has been given to women in Bihar, state of Bihar, and that has been applied to this vacancy as well. So you can also see that out of 61 seats which has been retained for unreserved category, which is also known as open category generally in the common parlance. So out of those 61 seats, right, the 22 seats has been reserved for the women. And then EWS, out of 15 seats, 4 seats has been reserved for the women. And then this is SC category. There are 29 seats, and out of which 7 seats has been reserved for the women. And ST, there is total of 2 seats, and out of those 2, 1 is reserved for the women. This is EBC, extremely backward classes. So Bihar generally, OBC has been further categorized into 2 categories in Bihar, that is EBC and BC. So this is extremely backward classes and this is backward classes. So for extremely backward classes there are 30 seats, and out of which 10 has been reserved for the women. And backward category, there are total of 18 seats, out of which 6 has been reserved for the women. So there are total of 155 vacancies tentatively right now, and out of those 155, 50 has been reserved for the horizontally for the women, right? So this is the number of vacancies that has been published. So you can see that this is advertisement number 23/2023, 32nd Bihar Judicial Services Examination this talks about. So this is the screenshot of the official declaration that has been made by BPSC, right? So I have just taken the screenshots which are quite relevant and essential for us. So the age category is, as you know, that is from 22 years till 35 years. So you should be of 22 years on this particular date, right? That is 01, that is 1st August 2019, right? So this generally we know, right? Okay, so let us talk about the scheme of the paper. So as you know that the paper is divided into PT, then mains, and then interview. You know that, right? So PT is an MCQ based MCQ based paper. Mains is a written one, you know that. And this is interview. Interview is the face-to-face interview that takes place for such examination, such prestigious examination, you know that. So the PT would consist of two papers, that is paper 1 and paper 2. The paper 1 would be of general knowledge, general studies, which will be of 100 marks, and the paper 2 is of law, which will be of 150 marks. So paper 1 would consist 100 questions and पेपर 2 would consist 150 questions. ठीक है, और दोनों में जो टाइम पीरियड है that is 2 hours each, right? And there is no negative marking per se, right? As of today, there is no negative marking in BPSC Judicial Services examination. So this is a very beneficial aspect of the Bihar Judicial Services examination, that there is no negative marking. At the same time, it has a cost as well, because now everybody is going to attempt each and every questions for that matter, and as there is no negative marking, so you have raised level of competition over there, right? Now the subject area, OMR based questions, as I said, for PT, the subject area from where the questions will be asked. So the paper 1, which is of general studies, would consist of the general knowledge including current affairs, and general sciences, elementary general science. So these two, serial number 1 and 2, would consist paper 1, and from 3 to 8, serial number 3 to 8 would consist paper 2. So paper 2 would consist of this is the law of evidence and procedure, then constitutional and administrative law, then Hindu law and Mohammedan law, and then these are the combinations of papers which we will further discuss, because all these papers are also part of the mains examination. Okay, and this is one combination. This is one combination, that is constitutional and administrative law is the one combination. Other combination is Hindu and Muslim law, and third combination is TPA, that is Transfer of Property Act, Equity, and Trust and Specific Relief. So these 4 papers would consist of one unit. So this is the third optional, and next is Contract and Tort, and the fifth one is Commercial Law. So these are the 5 units, out of which you have to opt 3 options for your mains paper that we'll be discussing further, right? So all these things, these subjects would be part of your paper 2 for the prelims. Okay, and in the subsequent section of the video, we will also be discussing कि कहाँ से कितने questions आते हैं, ठीक है ना? So एक segregation भी हम करेंगे, and this has been trend throughout since very beginning till the recent paper that has happened somewhere in 2020, I guess, right? So the 31st paper I am talking about. So this is the very beautiful part of the BPSC Judicial Services examination. Why? Because they have segregated the number of questions that they are asking from the different subjects. So suppose 150 questions are there, they have segregated as to how many questions will they ask from the evidence and procedure, and how many questions from constitutional and administrative law, Hindu Muslim, this section tort and contract, and commercial law. So this will be further discussing, and also in the subsequent part of this video we'll also be discussing the official syllabus that has been published on the BPSC website, and from there we'll also be discussing as to what is the detailed description of the syllabus that has been prescribed from the BPSC. Right, moving further. Now once you are selected for the PT and you have qualified for the mains, these are the subjects that you will be writing for compulsory. So these are the compulsory paper as the BPSC calls. The general studies paper including the current affairs would be of 150 marks. Okay? Then there is a separate paper for general sciences would be of 100 marks. Then there will be a Hindi paper, general Hindi paper, which will be of qualifying nature of 100 marks. Similarly, an English paper of qualifying nature of 100 marks. And then this is an compulsory paper from the law, which is law of evidence and procedure, which everybody has to write. So these are the compulsory paper which everybody has to write. This is for mains I'm talking about, right? And then comes the optional paper. As I was talking about while I was discussing the syllabus for the prelims. So there are the 5 units they call it. So first unit is administrative, constitutional and administrative law. Second is the Hindu and Muslim law. Third unit is law of transfer of property, principle of equity, law of trust and specific relief. Fourth one is contract and tort. Fifth one is commercial law. So these are the 5 units, out of which we have to opt for three, only three, right? Out of these 5, we have to opt for only 3. For example, you can opt for these, the combination with which you are comfortable with, right? And later on, I mean on some later dates, we'll also be discussing as to how to opt for the optional paper as well. So that is very important, because once you start filling the application form, you'll also be asked to opt for the optional paper. And we'll also discuss as to why should you choose a particular optional subject and why you should not choose another, because what should be your the priority is to score maximum number of marks, so that you qualify finally for this examination and you become a civil judge in Bihar. So you should rather opting for something which would not fetch you much marks. Rather, I would advise you to choose something which will fetch you good marks, right? So that should be the strategy. That is called a smart act for that matter, right? So moving further, now let us go to the official website, right, and see what is the syllabus of this examination, right? So let me okay, go to the official website. So yeah, so this is the official website, as you can see. And so this is this I have taken from the official website itself. As you can see, this is bpsc.bih.nic.in means miscellaneous syllabus judicial examination PDF. So you can see that this is the authentic website from where I have taken this PDF, right? Okay, so I was talking about the syllabus. So this is the syllabus. This is the Hindi syllabus, right? For today, I mean for prelims, you do not need to know the syllabus for Hindi and English. So we'll be discussing this syllabus of Hindi and English once we do with the prelims once. Now this is of more importance to us. That is the syllabus for the general knowledge. What does the syllabus says? It says that general knowledge, including the knowledge of current affairs, current events. The paper will also include questions of history, Indian history, culture and geography of a nature which candidates should be able to answer without special study. So as the syllabus says, the BPSC does not wants the candidate, the aspirant, to have an specialized knowledge about the history or the geography or culture for that matter. But yeah, the kind of question that they have been asking would certainly require you to do a broader study of the general knowledge for that matter. And subsequently on the channel we'll be discussing few questions from Indian history, culture, geography and other general studies questions that they're asking, right? So this is the general studies syllabus. Now let us move to general elementary general science. So elementary general science, as they say, a paper of questions to test such matters of everyday observation. So things, the science, how science is impacting us every day, all those phenomena, as to if we are using the cylinder, the gas, the burning fuel that we use in our kitchen, what is the component of that gas, right? How does the salt that we use is manufactured? what are the when we move around, how does the rain takes place, how does the sunlight light comes to us, how does the trees do the synthesis of the food, all those things, everything which is impacting us day and night would be the part of the questions as per the syllabus that they have described. In the scientific aspect, as may be expected of an educated person, again they do not require and specialized and not made a special study of any scientific subject, right? So they do not require any kind of specialized subject and specialized study about that. So that was the constituent of paper 1 and paper 1, that is, these two are the constituent of paper 1, that is GK and science. Now let us come to the law. So law, this is, as we discussed, that this is the part of mains compulsory section. So evidence and procedure they are asking. Why are they asking evidence? So you have to understand, in procedure also, civil procedure they are asking, arbitration and conciliation, they are asking code of criminal procedure, and they are asking provisional small cause courts act, right? So you will be surprised to know that though the syllabus, the constituent of law of evidence and procedure are generally 5: the law of evidence, the CPC, arbitration, CRPC, and this. There are 5 constituent per se, but number of questions from this particular section for PT, as per my observation, has not been more than 20 to 30 all the time. So out of 150 questions, they are just asking 20 to 30 questions. If you see, remaining questions would be asked from the constituent of the paper, the other part of the syllabus. So for PT particularly, I would advise you to start with the optional subjects, that is the subsequent subjects that would follow in the PDF. See, this is one of the major constituent of the PT paper, and the constitutional law and administrative law would consist around 50 to 60 questions. If you see, if you go and calculate the number of questions that they are asking from this particular section, would be around 50 to 60. So if not even, let us take smaller range, 40 to 50. Let us take it 40 to 50 to be on safer side. So there'll be around 40 questions from this particular section, if you see. Similarly, now I'm not going to talk about the details of this particular constituent, that is what actually they are asking from administrative law. If you can see, detailed discussion would be taking place once we'll finish with this video, and we'll be making some other video pertaining to that particular scope of study. So delegated legislation, an important part of the administrative law. Then control of delegated legislation, judicial and legislative, how judiciary controls a delegated legislation, the principle of natural justice, and all those things. And here in the writ, principle of natural justice, of course, will be part of it, and principle of natural justice would also be part of this particular component of the syllabus. Legislative control, as to how much legislative power can be delegated. If you can remember the maxim, kindly put that into the comment box. So second part is fair hearing, rules of natural justice. So again, if you see, rules of natural justice is the most important component of the administrative law. Rules against bias, audi alteram partem. What does this mean? Hearing to the other party. Write the exact meaning in the comment section. Next is tribunals and quasi judicial authorities and control over them. How the tribunals are created, what are their functions, why are they called as quasi judicial authorities, how the judicial control over them, all those things. Regulatory authorities, judicial review again is one of the most important. So delegated legislation, judicial review of the legislative action of the executives, all those things would be part of this syllabus. Then the writ jurisdiction. So there is, if you can see, there is an overlapping jurisdiction, overlapping syllabus from the constitutional law and the administrative law. So writ jurisdiction, statutory judicial remedies. I mean, what is statutory judicial remedies? Can you recall? There is one provision in CRPC, if you see, section 482 talks about the inherent power. So to do complete justice, the High Courts has been given this power to look into the all those remedies, judicial remedies, which has not been specifically provided in any statute or legislation for that matter. The extent and distinction. So all those things. Public interest PIL, of course, is a part of administrative law. Then, so this tortious liability of the state, which you know that is known as vicarious liability, right? Compensation, as you talk about the how, if you can understand, if you can remember, there was one case wherein it was held that for violation of fundamental rights, the victim needs to be compensated as well. So you can put that case name in the comments section. And of course, so these are part of administrative and constitutional law. And then promissory estoppel and all those things, doctrine of proportionality, this is part of constitutional law. Government contract, ombudsman, all those things would be part of the syllabus of this particular unit. Now, for Hindu and Muslim law, they're asking around 20 to 30 questions, right, for these two subjects. So out of Hindu and Muslim law, they'll be asking marriage, inheritance, succession, adoption, divorce, etc. All those things. What are the different schools of Hindu and Muslim law? I mean, Hindu law, here they are talking about adoption. State, they are talking about endowment, all those things, right? Muslim law, they are talking about the wills, legitimacy, acknowledgement, guardianship, all those things. So detailed things will be discussed later on in some other video. And see, this TPA and equity, these two subjects are, again, there are around 20 questions that they are asking from here. And again, from contract and tort, they are again asking around 20 to 30 questions. Okay. So, and from this particular section, they are asking 20 questions around, I'm talking about. And again, this is nothing but the commercial law and the commercial law, right? Okay. So this is the brief syllabus about it. So how should you go about it, right? Let us come back to the discussion as to what shall be the strategy for this. So if you talk about the strategy as to how should we go about it, let me change the color. Okay, this is good. Okay, strategy. So as I said, from the procedure and evidence, they are asking about 20 to 30 questions. This could be minimum and this is the maximum. And of course, this is my personal observation. I do not say that this will be the rule. This is my observation. I'm saying this. And from constitution, consti and admin, they're asking about say 40 to 50 questions. Okay. From Hindu Muslim, they're asking about 20 to 30 questions. From contract and tort, again they're asking 20 to 30 questions. Okay. For commercial law के लिए भी 20 क्वेश्चंस के अराउंड then TPA, and that all those part they're asking 20 questions. 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? So this is the combination. So if you see 30 50 80 30 110 30 140, and then so this is the maximum number of questions that I have described. So this would be, so 20 60 80 100 and 140. सो 10 क्वेश्चंस कहीं भी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर लीजिए आप, तो एग्जैक्टली तो उतने नहीं होंगे, तो इस तरीके से क्वेश्चंस, ये आपकी स्ट्रेटेजी होनी चाहिए। तो आपका फोकस सबसे ज्यादा सबसे पहले किस पे होना चाहिए? ऑफ कोर्स इस पे होना चाहिए, ठीक है ना, कॉन्स्टेंट एडमिन पे होना चाहिए। उसके बाद आप कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एंड टॉर्ट से देख लीजिए, उसके बाद आप हिंदू मुस्लिम देखिए, उसके बाद कमर्शियल लॉ से देखिए। कमर्शियल लॉ में 4 सब्जेक्ट्स है ना, तो 5-5 क्वेश्चंस वहां से आ रहे हैं। टीपीए में भी वही है। इस तरीके से आपको क्वेश्चंस देखने हैं। So this would be your approach, and this is how you can do with it, right? So now, because we have started this initiative that we will be discussing few important sections, so kind of crash course I'm planning to start on this channel. So kindly do subscribe to this channel so that you get an update as to, and also do write in the comment section as to, do you really want the crash course? Because see, from 27 Feb till 27 March, तो एग्जामिनेशन फॉर्म भरने का टाइम है ना, 1 महीने का। उसके बाद आप एक और 1 महीने लेके चलिए, तो अभी भी हमारे पास 2 months left है। तो वी कैन एक्सपेक्ट, if everything goes well, we can expect that by the starting of end of April or starting of May, they will conduct the examination if everything goes well. So we can have a 2 months of crash course kind of thing, wherein we can discuss different parts of the syllabus, and we'll discuss prominent questions that they have been asking, right? So that is all from my side in today's video. So guys, if you are finding this initiative helpful to you in any aspect, do 2 things. One is that you subscribe for yourself, and other is that you share this video with other aspirants and your friends, so that everybody is benefited, right? Thank you so much. Have a nice day.